Hello everyone, sorry. Apparently, me pressing the button was not hard enough of a press, so we didn't went online. It should be fine by now. It's online. It
I
should.
think.
Yes, we are online. How are you doing, Manakiko? Sorry, mate.
Hey, my friend. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Just watched a lovely series, man. I just want to say, come get some more because we have some juicy series on the menu for you guys. You heard Shake 24/7 already glazing his boy Batu, and I'm curious. Can he make? Can he make? Can he make? Can he make it work in this series? Because he's up against Conqueror, also not a little player, and yeah, very excited for the first match up to come. Because we're gonna have a mirror again.
Indeed, an auto mirror, if I'm correct. I am trying to search for the game. Should be named ESOC something. I cannot find it yet, though. So we
Yeah,
have.
he just
Okay,
sent a
just
message that he's
started.
starting now.
Perfect. So we have few
Okay.
minutes in order to chat with all of you guys. Yeah, I was saying to Manekiko, I'm quite mad because for once there is like the native French and they win, and I am not casting. So there you go. That's what happens when you are not 100% on the cast, guys. But it was actually a really cool game. Really cool. I hope you all enjoyed. As you said, we are gonna see here an auto mirror. It's gonna be on the first map, which is Arabia, if I'm correct.
Arabia.
Yeah. Uh,
So yeah,
H2 Ooga
I
Booga
just want to
play.
say, man, I also regret that we didn't cast the native game because I'm a big fan of the natives,
Hey,
and I really think they should be played more. As we saw
100.
here, Mini Multi made great effect of the natives, but unfortunately on this first map we will not see any natives unless yeah they have something really spicy cooking. But I don't think they will have anything like a native card in their deck. Not
May,
those 9 fan or allies.
I believe you have the no, the Tartar archers are Russian, but in H4 you have an infinite card that ships like a kind of heavy cavalry archer or something, which like is just not worth it. So we are never gonna see that card, you know. But yeah,
Oh no, for sure not.
the unit is cool
But
though. The unit is actually super cool. So
I mean, yeah, we're gonna see some great Ottoman plays because yeah, in the Ottoman mirror too, you have a lot of units to your disposition. I've seen people win with just like a Jan rush. I've seen people win with when they sprinkle in some of these abusive gunners. So I'm pretty curious what the strategy will be here because also. Yeah, fast industrial. We saw Julian win with that. Like he wasn't even making units and he still won his Ottoman game. So I'm very curious what the Conqueror and Batu have cooking up here. Um, what's your expectation with these two players, Kanuki?
Usually mirrors, you want to do what your opponent is doing, but 30 seconds later and survive everything he's doing, so that way you can be a little bit more greedy, stuff like that. The big thing is, Ottoman, it's hard to actually grid by increment, if you see what I mean. When you grid with Ottoman, it's like you drop a second TC, and there is no in between. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a matchup in which usually you either see two players that are extremely passive and they both go for max grid, or you have the Ooga Booga H2. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see the big fight in H2, just double racks, go for the trade post. It's a map with 4 trade posts on one trading line. Wouldn't be surprised if the players are fighting for those trading posts for the control of that TP line, potentially a stagecoach. I really wouldn't be surprised on a map like this. And if you go greedy, in my opinion, you are really gonna surrender that big stagecoach, and that might be an issue. So I really wouldn't be surprised if we just see big H2 basically.
Yeah, I agree with you, but it can also be like a game of chicken, like who's gonna make the first Abus and
Yes.
maybe who's gonna mix in a stable, like predicting the Abus switch. So I mean, yeah, if you have like let's say 15 gens with 5 Abus, you obviously gonna win against somebody who has like 25 gens, unless you fuck up your micro. Um, But yeah, both of these players really good. I'm not super familiar with Conqueror. I just heard from Comgetson that he is a treaty god. So I'm not really watching a lot of treaty play, but maybe that indicates also that he has some more passive play. I'm not sure about that. Did you watch any of his games before?
I don't think so. And right now I'm just looking for the game, and for now the game isn't appearing. So I'm quite a little bit. I am a little bit worried. I hope they didn't forget to put in the check mark for spectate, because that would be an issue. Let me check. Yeah. So sorry guys, I'm doing my best to try to find the game, but you know how the client is. All region on the top right, all game type, etc, etc. For now there is nothing, so I don't know, maybe they started a little bit later than they announced, we will see.
It could also be that they're not on this name especially.
Yes, that's why I tried just with ESOC, but I didn't find anything. I don't know what are the in-game name of Batu and Conqueror. I tried with Batu, I haven't found. If anyone has their in-game name, put it in
Batu
the chat, boys.
He's always changing his name. It's always like something passive aggressive, but I'm not sure what it is now. So maybe
by password protected game, maybe.
I'm not sure if they have a password.
Nah, no password. The map, we know the map. It's an African map. Is it African or is it? Yeah, it's African in theory.
Yeah, I mean,
I cannot find it.
Arabia is Asia.
Oh, there you go. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. John game.
I was gonna say, isn't it Asia? But it is an African map, but it is located in Asia. Well, it's like the border.
It's the Middle East, so. But
it's the middle.
I have to agree with you, yeah. But
Okay.
It's not in Africa, geographically speaking. I forgot to put on the flag, guys. I'm gonna do it straight after the game because we are gonna dive in. It's gonna be an Ottoman mirror. Here we go. Sorry guys, little mistake right there. Do we see the game? Yes, the game is appearing. On the left side of the map we will have Batu playing as the Ottoman, while on the right side of the map in the red we will have Conqueror also playing in the game. On the map Arabia, that is definitely not in Africa. Sorry guys for the little production mistake right there, but yeah. So we can see both of them starting with a trade post, very classic. A nice wood treasure here for Batu, so nicely played by him. We can see here a mosque being dropped down, so the house is gonna follow. On the other side, same thing, again, a treasure right there, wood treasure. So
it's already a 5 wood deficiency for Conqueror there. He has to chop a little bit more, but that's okay. I love to see Batu's treasures here, man. He got the wood when he's chopping for a house. Now he's finding the food. My man is putting on the tempo here. He rolled a big luck in this game.
Indeed. While on this side we have XP with 3 baboons, so not the easier shipment to take at that timing in the game. While on the other side, double Oni badgers, which is basically the easiest treasure to take. So very lucky indeed. There is, however, a second wood shipment right there, protected by a lion, so I wouldn't be surprised. Boom, there you go, crack shot. Another.
Shoot him through the heart.
Indeed. Remember, guys, it's forbidden. You cannot hunt wild animals like that. Also, one of the reasons I messed up a little bit with all of the production stuff is, guys in the chat, make sure to tell us if the sound is not properly equalized, if you hear me better than Manakiko or stuff like this. Make sure to tell us so I can adjust everything. While
and it seems to be that both of these players are now taking the treasures in the middle, and Conqueror is actually eyeing over the treasure that Batu is taking here. And I don't know, normally Batu is gonna spot him now, so he should abandon this lion taking treasure. And Batu is aging up now. I think Conqueror shall not be far behind, but
Naturalist.
he's indeed abandoning the treasure here, so that's smart.
Naturalist for both. So apparently both of them decided it was not time to go Ooga Booga double racks, but instead it's time to actually play H3. So we are not gonna see any H2 play here, I believe, with the Naturalist, but yeah, fast FFs. Basically, we can see here big HP advantage on the side of Conqueror, which is a big thing. He's gonna take another treasure right there, and this Explorer with the diminished HP here is gonna be an issue compared to the one of Conqueror right there. So the big question is, what are the decks looking like? We have the church card, but we don't have the cost reduction for church cards. So I really don't understand why you put one but not the other. But who knows, maybe he has a plan and I don't know what it is. And on the other side, we have Batu that doesn't have the church card. And instead, both of them though having a very H3 heavy deck, I have to say. And even quite a lot of cards in H4. On the side of Batu, is it the same here? Yeah, it's the same here. So basically 2 card difference. Palace Intrigue on the other side, there is the one that gives HP to Ebus Guns and 600 wood instead of 700 food on the side of Batu. So quite interesting, very similar decks. 700 coin coming immediately, Conqueror with the 700 coin as well. Maba is gonna come on the side of Conqueror, not on the side of Batu, and I'm quite surprised by this. Because you really want to hunt down those explorers when you are playing as Ottoman. It will give you access to all of those treasure in the middle of the map. So very nicely played here by Conqueror.
Ooh, I see a Mabur coming out.
Exactly.
Ooh. And he's running straight into Karimbi in the blue skin.
He missed it! He missed it! Oh! He's coming back!
Oh.
You know, we need the sharp music. There you go.
The famous Age of Empires 3. We'll circle back for that. And here he is. The Mabur backstabbing, promoting. But the Once Explorer is down. And yeah, Conqueror must be quite happy with that.
Indeed. And guys, I want to see some GGs in the chat. That's it. Also, I can see that the caster command is not right in the chat. So yeah, if you can, if someone can correct the caster command in the chat, that would be nice. Apparently, I'm quite low, so I'm gonna get myself up a little bit, and that should be better. Make sure to keep me updated, guys. While here we have a very passive game overall, so we can see he's gonna go for yet another treasure. The edge up is almost there on the side of Batu. Already there on the side of Conqueror, going up with the Scout. Batu, what is he gonna edge up with? We can see already Batu almost 15 seconds behind because he couldn't secure all of those treasures compared to his opponent right there. Marksman on the side of Conqueror, so little advantage on the side of Batu. Sorry, so once again, Conqueror with the Scout is gonna be countering what Batu is doing, so slight advantage to Batu overall.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. When your Explorer is down, I would like to have like calf units to get him back up. I don't think he will be able to get him back up with his Abus without having cover. So a little bit of questionable mistake, I think. But yeah, maybe he's expecting some Jans in his base. We also have to recognize here, he does not have the ability to scout anymore. He didn't make a Mabur of his own. And yeah, that's just all of the treasures going over to Conqueror. Then it seems like a little bit of a mistake here, don't you think?
I really think so. Yeah. For me, especially when you have big treasure left on the map, you should always, in any matchup, honestly, invest into a Mabur as Ottoman. It is just so good to punish those explorers. Especially in FF Mirrors. So yeah, I would always invest into a Mabur. We can see here the 4 dailies are gonna come. Immediately we can see 1000 coin is clearly macroing here for an FI. So we are gonna see an FI on the side of Conqueror. On top of that, the Explorer, since he's healthy, he can go and drop a Town Center, which is gonna be built fast. On the other side, Batu is already investing into some Janissaries, so we can see here the lack of scouting is really making him worried basically about what is gonna happen in this game. On top of that, here we can see the Abus Gunners coming, and the first shipment, I wouldn't be surprised if by contrast we don't have a passive shipment, but instead we have something more aggressive like Sipais, maybe Falconets, stuff like this. I believe he's waiting for the Sipais.
Yeah, Sipais. Spice is a great shipment here. Then he will have access to the rest of the map and to hopefully resurrect his explorer. But by that time, Conqueror will have two town centers up. He will probably be clicking up to H4 and getting some Sipais from his age up himself.
Exactly.
Batu has a really little window here. It feels like.
It's gonna be a very short window because, as you said, triple Sipais are gonna come from the edge up. But remember, guys. 5 Sipais are going to be Castle Age. On the other side, they are going to be Industrial Age. So big difference right there. On top of that, double TC, so he doesn't have to push. He just needs to survive. And I don't think this can break the defense of Conqueror at that point. Especially because as long as those dailies are alive, and I would like him to keep them alive, he cannot leave the base because he's gonna expose his villager to raids like this, or at least the Sipais, which are the main threat, cannot leave the base. So I would really like him to keep those dailies alive right there. So yeah, the Falconets are on the way, but they cannot leave the base without an escort against, as we said, those dailies. And the defense will have to be strong though, because this is quite a mass that can do damage if you are not careful, basically.
Yeah, we see Batu going straight for the TP here. I would like for him to move in a bit further, but probably he's afraid of a pop out of the town centers. He does have 2 town centers here, so that means 2 times Minutemen can also be popped. So it might be a little bit dangerous there. And now we see Conqueror batching up a couple Cav archers here, trying to have some defense against the Sipais. And he has 3 of his own there. Those are 975 HP compared to the 750 HP of Batu. Batu just really has to cover his Falconets here.
And we can see Conqueror behind this is shipping 6 Sipais, so he just needs to wait a little bit, survive a little bit. I don't think this town center is gonna go down nearly fast enough before the Sipais arrive. And as soon as there are 6 Sipais coming from this TC, we are gonna see the rest of the cav here coming from the south. And all of that is gonna collapse on Batu's mass. I'm really unsure Batu army can actually survive this. You can see here some pressure being put onto the villagers, but the villagers are, for the most part, being kept safe inside of the TC. Will that TC go
3,
down? No, it's not gonna go down.
2, 1, and the Sipais pop. The Minutemen pop. Indeed. And the cleanup crew is here. They will sweep up all of your units. Thank you very much. And Batu said it a couple times in the chat himself Friday. Ottoman just goes down to who has the most spies, and at this moment on, Conqueror has the most spies, and Batu has to throw in the towel. It's a 1-0 up for Conqueror here. What a great play by him.
Indeed, very well played. Very well played right there. Really inspired with going into industrial right there, forcing his opponent to push into him, and his opponent basically, like Batu, just jump into it, I almost want to say, but he was kinda forced because he was behind from the early game, from his explorer, taking damage right there. So very nicely played by Conqueror overall. Like villager count was starting to rise up. We can see already 2 villager advantage, and this villager advantage was going to grow really fast in that game thanks to the double TC to 1. So very nicely played right there. And shipment curve basically the same. GG?
Yeah, nice stuff from Conqueror, man. What a difference that one spy can make, honestly. That was a big mistake from Batu there. Didn't he have the gold to make the spy, or I don't know, it was a little bit confusing there. And the risotto calling, it would be cool to ban Otto. I don't mind Ottoman as long as they play in a mirror and we get rid of them both in one game. So that's all right for me. But yeah, 1-0 up for Conqueror. Yeah, hopefully Batu can come back from that. We are gonna play on the Himalayas map. So yeah, that's a map where we've seen a lot of basically livestock civilizations, I would say. India, Ethiopia. They really love to find those early yaks. And it seems to me that, okay,
Oh, it's
it's
actually the
confirmed we're
opposite.
gonna have another Ethiopia-India matchup in this game. And very curious to see how that will go.
Indeed. Usually, it's really a matter of who can get the most livestock in the early game. It's really really key. Yesterday on the same map, we saw, I believe it was Azamk going for a fast industrial as India. Would be very surprised to see the same strategy. We saw Ethiopia going for some conquistador H2 play against Rushes, which worked extremely well. Palace, Conquistadors, how are they called already? Abundance, in order to heal the Conquistador, was working really nicely in order to defend early aggro, which is something that India can do as well. Ethiopia can also play greedy against, for example, Lucarnimata or something like this. So yeah, we'll
Yeah,
have to see.
I really think that Jesuit H up to H2 is kind of becoming meta here for Ethiopia. But I don't know. Did you see Sheikh yesterday versus Dennis? I really liked Dennis's Ethiopia. He just made a shit ton of howdas with Ethiopia. So that was
Oh yeah,
kind
so
of
it's
cool.
yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
cool how much elephants he could make. So maybe we're gonna see an elephant mirror here. That would be cool.
And the game is up. I'm gonna let you introduce us to this next game, mate. We are jumping in right about now.
Okay, lovely, lovely. In the high mountains, the upper part of the Himalayas, we have an African civ in the north of the map. We have Mr. Batu, who's coming back from a defeat. He has to prove his worth, and he's gonna play Ethiopia versus Mr. Conqueror, playing India on the south side of the map. And yeah, both of these players, they have to run because the yak race has started, and you don't want to miss out on those juicy cows. And as we see, India, they have two explorers. They are pretty fast. And yeah, it looks like Conqueror has map hacks because he's walking straight to the cows that haven't been taken. But Batu, on the other hand, taking a lot of cows in the middle. I think it is quite even at this point. So good job for Batu.
I believe it's a 2-4. No, it's a 4-4-4. You're right. You're right. So actually, it's perfectly even for now. But the last cows, they are here, hiding in between those ibex right there. We can barely see the difference. The Indian explorer was not far away, but he went back on his trail. So instead, gonna go for 30% explorer HP, which is an excellent treasure for India, because those bad boys later into the game, with the stomp attack in particular, they can become quite formidable. So very nice treasure right there, plus 30%. I wonder, is their base HP improving, or is it bonus HP that is improving? We will have to check that. Because otherwise 30% is not that much, so we'll have to check later. Abundance to villager coming up on the side of Batu. Conqueror, what does he have in deck? Oof. That's a lot of unit shipments right there. Both Yurumis and elephants up the wazoo. So we might see something spicy. No fast wonder though, so I would be very surprised if this is any kind of FI. But nice treasure collection on the side of India.
Yeah, pretty cool. And yeah, for India, the distributivism shipment is very classic. And yeah, Batu actually getting 8 cows there. That's pretty sick. That's really good for the African tribe. They love to trade in their cows, or sometimes they like to eat them. Depends on if they're hungry or not. And yeah, India only having 4 cows here, so the cow war has been won by Batu. I wonder if we'll see that one building. What's it called? The Shrine of India that improves the
Sacred
XP
Field.
rate. Sacred Field, yeah. With 4 cows, I'm not sure if it's worth at that point. But
It's one
it looks
TP.
like we see an Agra fort mid-map and quite aggressive.
Indeed, right there, Viagra Fort is going to be placed aggressively, but weirdly enough, not in the rush path, I would say. Usually you want to put it more straight into the face of your opponent like this, and you basically control a big chop point like that, right there. He could do, maybe he's trying to secure this hunt and this hunt. I wouldn't be surprised. It's after building this villager is gonna crawl his way forward, shoot once, crawl his way here, shoot once, and try to get the hunts under the Agra fort to deny them from Ethiopia. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the goal. However, one of the things I would say, if you look at the map, Ethiopia is a very gold-based civilization. So 2 mines in the base, but then the expansion are mostly on the right side. So by putting Viagra on the left side, he's not denying the coin, the gold of his opponent. So that might be a little detail, but might be an issue later down the line. We will see. Edging up with Jesuits. So we are gonna see Vos Conquistador likely coming up. With the palace, it has been very popular lately, and I have to say, I really like this build order from the few games I saw it.
Yeah, me too. I used to play a lot of Ethiopia when it first came out, and what I like to do is go Habesha into any other, maybe into Port or into Jesuits, for example. But this Jesuit start is actually really good on a no TP map because you get that gold trickle. It seems like the church is stuck there, so these fat cows they have to.
Wait, that's weird. Look, he's building a TP and he's sending another one.
So, yeah, he spotted the Agra, so he's afraid for the rush.
Okay.
But he's actually going for the Jesuit influence card first, so that is great stuff. He will get influence for every shipment. While we see Conqueror on the other hand, starting with the Rajputs, also quite different here, I would say.
Yeah, that's very weird. We rarely see Rajputs on the field, but today we are gonna see some. That's for sure. Versus Double Palace, though, I'm not sure they are gonna achieve a lot because those palaces, while they are not the absolute best, 30 damage, 1 AoE is more than enough in order to deal with those Rajputs. 5 shots, 1 Rajput is dead, and you keep going and piling up the value like this. So the second palace is on the way, arriving right there. He's gonna secure, I believe, his coin gathering. Oh, maybe not. Look, he's trying to sneak to come right there actually, at the front of the base. Interesting.
I was gonna say he's a little bit afraid of the Rajputs, but look at the influence grades at his TC. Just because he did this build, he has a shitload of influence, and now he can batch up like 12 conks maybe, and just start harassing the Rajputs. So lovely build there by Batu. And yeah, we see Conqueror making only Rajputs, now having freed the family of Manakiko, so I'm proud of you. Thank you for my freedom. And he's gonna take a big XP treasure here, so maybe that was the reason why he put his fort there. 300 XP, that's big.
My bad, guys. I indeed forgot about the score, but yeah, there is 1-0 for Conqueror. I'm gonna fix that just after the game. You can see the consulate going up. He also got a big shipment right there, so a big treasure. So that's gonna be foreign logging. So Conqueror, he opened with pretty much what is an all-in, and is quickly pivoting into what is not an all-in at all. So I'm a bit surprised. Ottoman allies, is it gonna be for the Delhi or is it gonna be for the villager? I wouldn't be surprised since in so double palace that he basically decided, I'm not rushing anymore. He is rushing. That's the ASAPs. The ASAPs are being shipped now. We can see on the soft side right there, the Conquistadors, they are gonna start raiding. They do very limited amount of damage to villagers, but they are forcing right there. We can see, forcing the irregulars as well. That's massive. But on the other side, we can see that Conquer is trying to push into the base. However, there is nothing to push into, I have to say. And those two palaces right there, plus the TC, it's making it really hard to actually pivot from one side to the other. So all the villagers can keep gathering on the right side right there, while the army is stuck on the left side. So quite smart right there.
Yeah, Ethiopia is really abusing these natural resources, using them as walls, like a true African civilization. We do see the conquerors coming back. They're now trying to take out the Indian explorer, and I think they will be successful there.
Collateral.
Ooh!
Collateral.
Damn!
But,
two elephants, one bullet. I love it.
Edging up, by the way, with Abesha. I believe that's the one that made it so your mountain monastery basically never exhausts. I believe that's the one.
Yeah, but you have to make a big investment for that tech.
In influence, right?
Mesha is for the influence camp builders, so you can build TCs or palaces with those camp builders. So I think he's gonna use that to make a second TC or maybe even a third palace soon. But he's actually queuing up more conquistadors, so that's curious.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see an FI. I'm not even kidding right there. Look at that macro, I'm very surprised. Actually, he just sold some of his cattle right there. Immediately invested the gold into more cattle. We can see a mountain monastery right there being protected by all of these conquistadors, all of the H2 army trying to dive under double palaces. I'm not sure this is a very smart idea right there. Boom, we can see those conquistadors immediately teched up to veteran right there, and this army is not gonna achieve anything pretty much here against the base of Batu. Batu safely in the next stage. Here we can see a Sebastopol mortar coming up at that point, and on the other side we switch to English for more tanky units. Basically, some Zemberaks are gonna join the field, but nothing that is really that concerning for Batu at that stage. I mean,
and Conqueror is further away from H3 than Batu is from H4. So and these conquistadors, they're gonna shadow tech to guard if he can keep them alive. And I must say, this build by Batu is pretty impressive, man. He didn't leave his base for a moment. Now he also has the Sebastopol mortar in the back of his base. I think if those Rajputs step one step closer into the base again, they're gonna be blasted back to India, man.
Indeed they are. And on top of that, remember those Abuns, they can heal the Sebastopol mortar in case he is being dove under this. There are all of the mountain monastery. A third one has been planted on the right side. So yeah, I don't see a way to push into this between the passive healing, between the Sebastopol mortar, everything. H4 is coming up, it's gonna be Indians. So we are gonna see some elephants right there that are gonna be shadow teched as well. The conquistadors are gonna shadow tech. I wouldn't be surprised if the first card that we see is either Sebastopol mortar or the token of influence, and this is gonna be a massive timing on the side of Ethiopia right there.
Guys, look at this grades of influence under his TC. He's getting, I believe 1k influence from the age up there, and my goodness, that's gonna, I think he's gonna monocomp these conquistadors. It's working pretty good. He's shipping the 2 Sebastopol mortars here, and beautiful stuff from Batu, man. He really looks more prepared this game too.
I have to agree, and on top of that, remember guys that basically this entire army right there is pop free. You do not spend anything in terms of housing in order to get those conquistadors, which is quite amazing right there. We can see the Sebastopol mortars coming. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Berber allies next. Actually he's going for the token of influence, so we are instead gonna see Mahouts joining the fray. Those guys take population though, yeah, there you go, 7 population. What is happening on the other side, on the side of Conqueror, is finally going to H3 with the Tower of Victory. Not gonna lie, I would have preferred, the other one, the one that makes it so you can stop the fire of enemy units. So maybe
the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, the Taj Mahal. So maybe you can actually connect onto those triple Sebastopol mortar, which have been upgraded to champion. Because right there, like, that's gonna be hard to actually defend against this. He's gonna need the siege elephants. but for that he still needs quite a lot of XP right there. So he is gonna
Oh,
surrender the map for it.
Batu's build is looking disgusting here,
Yeah, I love
to
it.
be fair. And look at those villages, all those crates, man. They're just sucking up all that influence. And he's trying to get a huge batch of Mahouts out. He does need to make an extra house, I think. He's a little bit late for that.
Just in
But 4
time.
Mahouts, 100 Mahouts, 1300 HP, 150 siege attack. Oh,
Big
I
boy.
do not want to be the Indian guy who
Yeah.
finds out his elephants change sides.
Berbers are being sent. Oh, mate, that's gonna be a massive army. And all of that army pretty much Shadow Tech. I'm pretty sure the Mouths also Shadow Tech.
Yep.
So this is gonna be terrifying because usually you have to pay quite a lot in order to upgrade those units, and then the Berber that are gonna come. But here, no need. And some shuttle warrior on top, just in order to basically take some fire. You know, you take a bullet or two. That don't go onto the Mahouts. You can also get a little bit of a snare with them. All of that gonna make for a terrifying push right there. I'm just surprised it doesn't have the Somali allies, which are often used. Basically an anti-artillery unit, which is actually really strong versus the siege elephant, which haven't been sent.
Yep.
Instead, he went for the Mount Lancer. I am afraid he will regret that decision because look at those. The champion Berber, 33 damage times 2 against cavalry. On top of that, you have the Conquistador, 28 damage times 3 against cavalry. Mouths.
This is gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah, those mouths are gonna get shredded. Like, just look at their life, at their rich people, and
Yeah.
count with me, guys.
And on that, he also has the Aben back. So he also made about 5 Abens, I believe. They can heal his Mahouts in combat. And yeah, this. Close your eyes, guys. This is not for children.
Oh, damn. Boom. I got to. I don't know, guys. Am I the only one? But when there is a big cannon on the field, like, it's about size, guys. Like, if the cannon is bigger, the joy I get from it is bigger as well. Like, is it only me? Like, am I a little bit cliche? I don't know, guys.
What do you prefer? Like a thick and a short cannon, or do you prefer the long and thick
I don't
cannon?
discriminate. As long as it's big and it makes a loud bang, I'm all up for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I can see those black balls flying, and I know we are having fun today.
damn.
So
Targeting the houses, by the way, putting his opponent in check housing wise. He's gonna go straight for the TC next, which is the last shipment point for the Indian player. If he loses this, he doesn't have another shipment point. So that's why the Indian player is committing right there. Look at the mouths, they are gonna disappear. Be ready. 3, 2, 1. They start taking the damage from the Berbers, from the Conquistador. They actually tank quite well right there. We can see the double mortar though. They are completely free right there to rain damage onto that infantry. They were targeting the monks though. They are finally turning, and the Abus healing everything up behind. Now, G into the G, I guess.
man. Yeah, Batu is showing which elephant is stronger here, and these African elephants, they of course are bigger than their Asian counterparts. And I love this build from Batu, man. Great stuff from him. He's back in the game, back in the series. It's 1-1.
Look at that last fight, mate. Well, like, guys, you see that's why size matter. That's all I'm gonna say. Shipment total, we can see here, not that much of a shipment advantage, despite India having access to actually the sacred field. So quite interesting right there to see that, Batu was able to keep up shipment-wise, basically. Probably because of the church and maybe because...
the church and the XP crates from
Exactly.
Jesuits. He got that early shipment curve, I think.
And village accounts, actually he was quite behind of India. We can see here the Ottoman consulate plus every time the shipment, so he was quite behind. But doesn't really matter, because when it comes to the resources, we can see the crates absolutely carrying right there the economy of Batu. So very nicely played by him.
Yeah, you can also see them when he's selling some cows, like just before
Yeah,
H3. I
he
think he
jumps.
sold 3 cows. He jumps, and yeah, that's just a cow game, man. He won the cow game early, and the influence is trickling. He can change it up. Yeah, lovely play by Batu. He didn't even have to leave his base, and he just won, man. Disgusting stuff.
Indeed, very impressive stuff right there. So, Batu's game. The next game is online, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be on Finland. What are the seeds gonna be though? That I am unsure.
Well, I'm just gonna say do the Spider-Man meme because we're gonna have another mirror here, you versus you, and it's
Brit?
gonna be the British.
Damn.
So yeah, Russia mirror. That would be good, CEO of AOE3. I would love to see some Russia. But anyway, guys, thank you all for joining the channel. Kanuki is producing and casting at the same time, so props to him. What a big boy, and I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We would love to see some extra subs, some extra donos, because we want to keep this rolling. We wanna be able to cast season 50 of the EPL. We're now on season 5, so I want to do this in my retirement home, guys. So keep it up, and yeah, we got some more juicy games coming up for you. Now the Finland British mirror.
Talking
Interesting.
about juicy games, we are gonna jump in. Let's go. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on the map Finland, as you said, the home of the British apparently, because of one little treasure. Where is it? Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. 10% wood gather rate. On the south side, we are gonna see Conqueror playing as the British, and on the north side, we are gonna see Batu playing as the British as well. And as Lionheart was saying in the chat, the last game was also a mirror, basically, because we saw elephant on both sides. So this is basically the mirror series. That's it. It has been said. But now let's go on to the game. We can see here 35 wood going for Conqueror, which is massive in that matchup, because you know, the more of those manors you can get early, the better. On the other side, we can see Batu. He hasn't found the treasure of his dreams yet, so he's still looking for that one treasure, you know. But I don't think he's gonna find anything interesting right there. Maybe no, nothing really interesting here. Yes. For Batu on that corner. Both of them likely gonna go for a mana boom to start with, and then they are gonna have to basically adjust. Do I grid? Do I not grid? Which is always something very interesting in that matchup. It's a very technical matchup though, so if you are new to the game, you might find this boring. If you are a bit more experienced, it's actually a very interesting matchup in how much you can grid, how much you have to actually invest into military. Very delicate matchup to pilot.
Yeah, this is really the best mirror for a game of chicken. One manor can make the difference. But we see both of these players having a couple boats in their deck, if I was not mistaken.
Anti-boat, basically.
Yeah, anti-boat. So yeah, the decks look pretty similar. Do we see any difference in the cards?
I was trying to spot. There is Advanced Arsenal on this side. So
oh, that's smart. That's smart, yeah.
I don't see any Musketeer in H2 for Conqueror. This is, you can see the deck is specifically water mirror, basically. So I have to say I really like Advanced Arsenal for English in general, because they have a very Musketeer-centric comp, and those upgrades from the Arsenal are really cool. Especially in the oh, well, we have a subscribe on the channel. Thank you mates. What I was gonna say is none of them is gonna invest into any church stuff, despite the ranger that can be pretty good, but the longbows are gonna be the name of the game right there. More range, I believe, despite the upgrades that the ranger can receive. So governor on Batu side, governor also on Conqueror side, we can see. So which one is gonna have the most eco first? That's gonna be the question. Up here, market being dropped, market as well being dropped on the other side, and we can see that Conqueror is very, very close to his mana, while Batu, oh, he already has his mana. So very interesting. Here we go. As we said, it's really little details that are gonna make the difference in such a matchup right there. So here a mana, very defensive mana on the side of Conqueror, while Batu is going for a more widespread approach right there, getting triple or maybe 4 unts under his TC. We have only 2 unts under the TC of Conqueror though, so 1 more unt I will say on the side of Batu, which is quite a big deal here.
Yeah, that's really good herding from Batu, and yeah, as you say, he spreads manners a little bit more out. Like on one hand, you don't want to waste your villager seconds. You want to get that manor as fast as you can, but on the other hand, yeah, you really need to have a little bit of more vision around your base. So very well done by Batu. I'm curious to see if we're gonna let's talk a little bit about unit comp. Are we gonna see some grants? That's my question, because those British cards, they upgrade your grants too, right?
Yes, but I don't think so, really, because I don't see any cards that are dedicated to Grenadiers. Especially there is one that is dedicated to Grenadiers. I would like to see them, but I don't think, especially with the longbows, sure they got some range resistance, but they still take extra damage from the longbows. So yeah, I'm really unsure. Grants would be the answer, and it's not going to be part of this game, I believe, because both players are lacking the big important card right there. Conqueror might lose his Explorer right there by chasing the outpost. On the other side, we can see a defensive outpost on the side of Conqueror. He's trying to actually pull Vicent right there, which will be super important for him. Same, he's trying to pull Vicent. He's in general playing a very scared game, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
While Batu is being a lot more spreaded around the map, as we can see right there, even with a mana right here. So he's really looking to expand on the map to be a lot more aggressive than his opponent.
Yeah, and we see Batu actually floating a couple hundreds of wood here. Yeah, as you said, it's a game of chicken, man. When do you stop building manors, and when do you start making a load of military? Batu now actually queuing.
Cancelling.
Yeah,
Actually
he
cancelling.
cancelled his longbows.
So we are going to see very greedy play on the side of Batu. Despite being super widespread, he's going extremely greedy. Maybe because he's scouting no forward racks, no forward building from his opponent, so he feels like he can just go greedy. On the other side, once again, Conqueror playing very scared. Like, sure, he's producing military and stuff, but he's sitting in base with it, which is very scared play, while Batu is being aggressive economically, if you see what I mean. And usually you don't want to be passive if you produce units like that. These units should be moving forward, they should be trying to put pressure, because meanwhile, we have Batu, we can see here, 140 population versus 120, so already 2 villager difference at least. Oh, just 1, because Batu might have missed a little timing right there, but it's fine. He has more manors right there, he's gonna grid even more with 4 settlers. That man, while on the other side we have the chest of coin, so maybe a fast castle, fast fortress, sorry, on the side of Conqueror.
Yeah, I must say I think Conqueror's play here a little bit more. If you can get to Fortress Age and you have Falconets, then you can normally move forward, especially if you're early, faster in H3 than your opponent. But yeah, on the other hand, Batu has the tower. He can scout like quite timely ahead which army is coming, what is the composition of. And yeah, for now it seems it's gonna be Musketeer and possibly Falconets if he goes H3. So yeah, curious to see what Batu will do here.
Batu is not aware that his opponent is going castle at that point, because he's simply not scouting. He knows that no pressure is coming his way, but he doesn't know that this is an edge up. It's going to be an Admiral of the Ocean Sea. So interesting for the wood and potentially to deny any water. On the other side, we have a bit more of an H2 play. here, going for a second racks, starting to double batch musketeer right there. So it's time for Batu to be a little bit more scared, to retract to his own base right there, which is quite interesting. He has full mana though, so 48 villager, while on the other side we are missing a few manas, and this is 38 villagers. So we can really see the difference right there between the two players. 4 villagers have been shipped on top of that, so big economic advantage on the side of Batu, but an age up advantage coming on the side of Conqueror. However, we can see that this is an edge up that is going to come from Batu. So Conqueror, he has basically 2 minutes max that he can exploit, maybe even less than that, because we can see his edge up is not there as well. And after that, he's not going to be in an advantage when it comes to military, because his opponent is going to outmass and upgrades are going to be the same basically.
But with the Admiral of the Ocean Sea, in the last series we also saw, as Shay called it, the Uber drops. So maybe we have the potential to get this Muskfell composition into the enemy base with his Uber, his British Uber. So yeah, that can pass by the tower like unseen. So maybe that's an interesting thing. What is Batu aging up with?
Bishop. So going greedy.
That's a TC. Damn.
Going very greedy. So we can see here veterancy coming for those 30 musketeers. On top of that, 2 falconets are coming as well. Batu is deciding to push at that timing. I really don't know why Conquer. He's waiting for veterancy. Yeah, that's why he doesn't know that this is only 10 musketeer, because he doesn't have his explorer right there. And he doesn't have a building line of sight upgrade from a church. So he doesn't know what's behind, and he doesn't want to get pulled into a bad fight. Understandable. Now that he has a veterancy upgrade, he is feeling good. He can push out. 2 falcons are coming. Veterancy is online. More musketeer are gonna join his ranks. He has finally on full pop right there, full manas. We just heard the sound. While on the other side, we have a bishop, and I believe we have a fast industrial, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there we go.
My goodness.
Fast industrial with engineers. So in total, that's going to be 4 falconets against what Conqueror has to show right there.
Oh, and yeah, by the time Conqueror is in his base, Batu will have enough time to get these 4 cannons out on the field, and then it's gonna be a real rough fight for Conqueror. He only has like a couple more minutes, I believe, and he has to kill the right TC. But I don't see that's possible here in this situation.
I don't think, I think the timing window is going to be very, very short right there. He's jumping straight for the top right there. We can see going for the second turn center. Is he going to be able to destroy it quickly enough? No, because he's going to stop for those manor houses right there. So this TC is going to be safe for the next 15 seconds. Then it's going to go up, have full HP, full resistance also. This is the 6 damage, so it's not going to go down anytime soon. And behind this we can see like there is quite a large mass of musketeer that is starting to mess up. But on top of that we have a few falconets that are coming. He saved his shipment by the way, so he can sell the 2 falconets, but really not feeling pressured. And I believe he's gonna go for Congreve rocket or even double factories right there if he's really feeling safe.
Wow. Yeah, very curious to see what he will do.
Double
factory. My man is greedy with a capital G, and I love it.
He can't sell. He went for the rockets right there. He has red coats coming in, guys. They are going to be coming. The beautiful red coats. On the other side, we can see coverings are being made on the side of Conqueror. Very nicely played by him. And instead, we can see here Coldstream Guard. So veteran musketeer plus 15% HP and damage. So red coats on one side, on the other side we are gonna have 1 card basically advantage for the musketeer of Conqueror. I still think Batu is in quite a solid position right there. Even if he lost his TC, he's gonna have his factory really soon. He just received, I believe, the rockets, so Conqueror is gonna have to fall back right there.
Yeah, and those red coats in the blue, that's a little bit of shame that he didn't take red. But The blue coats, however, are still going to be quite effective here. Can we maybe look at the stat comparison between these units? Because with the upgrade, I'm curious. 203 with 31 range attack. And this is 233 with 37 range attack. But the rockets actually going in position. The culverins are there, one-shotting one rocket. Rockets taking revenge. Taking down one culverin. Falconets are both down. The rockets now firing on the musketeers for Conqueror, and his units are just evaporating here.
Indeed, the units are evaporating, and on top of that, the Redcoat Musketeer, they have been completely uncontested by his opponent, basically artillery right there. And I wouldn't give very long for those veteran musketeers to completely fall against the Redcoat. More Redcoat coming at the back of this. We can see here a reinforcing batch. Is there any card on the side of Conqueror that is coming? More veteran musketeer, but I don't think that's gonna cut it. This is the Redcoats on the other side. Batu is shipping his factories. We can see more rockets are gonna start to slowly pile in. Sure, he doesn't win this fight decisively. It's gonna be very, very even. But behind this, the economy of Batu with the double factory should be able to take over slowly but surely.
Yeah, mass production also was completed, his improvement. So he's gonna get infinite amount of rockets. And it was actually quite nice micro by Conqueror, pulling away his falconets and his culverins, and then slowly moving them back into the fight. So he really sniped a lot of cannons of Batu. That was great stuff by him. But yeah, now he is at the age disadvantage, at the tech disadvantage, and frankly, he's gonna be at the artillery disadvantage for the rest of the game. It seems like.
Indeed, but for the time being, he actually has a mass advantage when it comes to pure musketeers. Sure, the Redcoats are better, but 20 Redcoats right there, while on the other side we have something like 25, maybe 26 we can see. So small advantage.
Villager pool.
Oh, indeed, in order to get rid of the culverins. Very nicely played here, and we can see here just the superior stats of the Redcoats really starting to pile in. Those veteran musketeers, they are starting to fall. Many of them are actually low HP. More musketeers though, a reinforcing batch coming, and Batu is gonna have to be patient a little bit. You cannot win right here, right there. Batu, his eco might be exposed on the top side here. If Conqueror is aware of it, he seems to be aware of it. He saw the villager going towards the north, and that might be a big catch right there. With the eco being completely idle of Batu, does he have a lot of food? He doesn't have a lot of food in the bank. So if he starts losing a lot of villager right there, it might be an issue. We can see Batu is gonna respond with a big villager pool right there to say no, you don't take the fight here, because with Redcoat plus villagers, what is pretty much 40 villagers, he will win the fight. But very interesting here that Conqueror basically has a point he can try to pressure in order to come back into the game.
Yeah, Batu is really scarce for food right now. I'm surprised he doesn't make a dock just yet. Maybe trickle in a couple of fishing boats. But Conqueror has that boat himself. But I think this is going to be the end of the game. Batu moving in his villagers to melee the cannons. The rockets of Batu also arrived here. And wow, what a beautiful shot. Look at the plus numbers there. And yeah, this is going to be GG. Batu's rocket going down.
Is it gonna be GG? Because sure, his army is gonna be wiped out, but economic damage was done a little bit, at least. Yeah, look at that. 43 villagers on the side of Batu, 57 on the side of Conqueror. So for sure, there are the factories as well. Let's not forget them, which are basically producing those rockets constantly. But is that going to be enough? I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to wait a little bit before we call the GG, because the economy of Batu is still extremely exposed. We can see here that hunt is really hard to gather, basically, and more musketeers are coming up the north in order to try and snipe the villagers, or at least idle them. So I really don't think this is GG yet.
Yeah, but I think Batu has rockets coming in for free, and I think Conqueror's hunts are also depleted at this point. There is still a hunt in the middle there that's really uncontested. And yeah, Conqueror on his last hunt here, now harassing Batu's villagers again, and look at that, Batu having some culverins of himself. And yeah, after they shoot Conqueror's mass, I think it will be GG. However, Conqueror matching up a lot of musketeers after this.
Batching a lot of musketeers, triple curve. Sure, they are gonna make sure that those rockets are gonna be uncontested, but they don't do a lot versus more musketeer basically on the side of Conqueror. So needs to be a little bit careful. We can see an investment into natives on the side Order of Vaza, House of Vaza here, House of Oldenburg. So he's gonna have access to the hot air balloon, which is quite nice actually. At such stage of a game, because it can give you vision on the opponent artillery, but 4 rockets, that's going to be tough to beat though. 4 rockets are going to be super tough to beat, and I have to agree with you. I don't think the economic damage was enough on the north side right there.
No, the only thing is that Batu really has to be careful with his musketeer numbers, because as you say, he doesn't really have food income. So I think he really has to abuse the market to make more musketeers. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think the superior aged musketeers will win out anyway. And yeah, the Culverin Wars now breaking loose.
If he's losing the curve though, that's gonna be a big deciding factor, because as soon as there are no curves on the side of Batu, those rockets are not as scary anymore all of a sudden. So this is a big deal, actually, losing those triple curves. He's gonna immediately produce some more. We can see 6 rockets right there. So if you don't have curve superiority, you are not winning the fight on the side of Conqueror, no matter how many musketeers you have. So you really need those curves on the side of Batu. We can see here the villager, they are gonna run back, only 1 deer left, so I think Conqueror, yeah, he just guarded the 1 deer, and from there he's just gonna go back. Hot air balloon being used here in order to spot the army, really like that. Is there more Culverin coming on the side of Conqueror? Nothing coming on the side of Conqueror. Just a few musketeers, and this is going to be a big collapse. And I believe with the upgrades, and especially with all of those rockets, all of the rockets, yes, can they get a shot? They can. Nah, that's not going to be enough damage to kill. But yeah, big advantage here. We can see for Batu, that is. 4 Culverins though might equalize the playing field a little bit.
Yeah, Conqueror, he's not giving up without a fight here. Really standing his ground, and I like it from him.
Oh, destroying his own racks in order for his falconet to move. Oh, the rockets are not dying, and all the falconets are gonna go down. GG. That is the
GG. That is GG.
Oh, those rockets, how many HP do they have? They are just not falling, even from the covering shot, from falconet shot, from anything shot basically. The redcoats, they are gonna move forward, and all of those veteran musketeers, I believe, are gonna go down quite quickly. Be ready guys, it's carnival! Boom! There you go, +10 everywhere. Got to love it, mate. We got to love it. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's
it's
beautiful.
looking like New Year's Day, and yeah, beautiful stuff. And yeah, Conqueror now doing a villager pool. He has three Culverins on the left side of the map, but I think that's all she wrote. And Batu cleaning up the Conqueror's base, and beautiful stuff by Batu, man. Just going more greedy than a greedy bastard. He's a real capitalist, you know. Doing H4 2 times in a row. I love it, man. It seems to be working in this series.
Indeed, Conqueror, it doesn't find a way to actually punish Batu twice in a row. Very nicely played right there. Conqueror, he had potentially a comeback opportunity if he did massive damage up there. Nice defense by Batu, and from there it was really going downhill for Conqueror. So very nicely played here. Just looking at the resource gathered. Yeah, we can see, so at first the grid from Batu was really good, but then the loss of map control from the grid really costed a lot of resource gathered. But with that, this doesn't count the rockets. We have to remember that. So yeah, the rockets really played a big role into that win. So, and those rockets don't count in the resource gathered graph. So yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, maybe if we look at the military pop, we can see Conqueror's demise there in the end. But yeah, Batu just he he just played the game of chicken a little bit better. He really learned from game one that he needs vision control over his enemy, and his adaptability in this series has been quite good. I love that he goes greedy in this series, and he's not afraid, to out age his opponent. So really well played by him, and curious to see what we'll have in game 4.
Indeed. Let me see if the game 4 is already online.
We're gonna have USA versus Lakota, and that's an awesome matchup, man.
I don't see.
Unfortunately, we're not playing in the Great Plains. That would be cool. Try to kick out the Americans or try to conquer the natives there. So yeah, USA in this map, we've seen a lot of Chinese immigrants, of course, but Lakota also loves to take TPs early. So what are your thoughts here on this matchup, Kanoki?
It's Lakota versus who? Sorry.
USA.
USA. Actually, Lakota could try to do exactly what Mexico did in the previous game and out-tempo USA. But USA can also choose to not go into the Islanders. And suddenly you have a USA H3 that is quite good as well. You know, it's still basic USA. It's not bad at all. So we'll have to see. Islander might be a trap. Do you know who is playing Lakota, by the way?
I think it is Conqueror Lakota. Batu is saying USA versus Lakota.
Okay,
so I guess Conqueror is Lakota.
There we go. Let me refresh, see if they are in the game already. I don't think they are. Up.
But yeah, this map as well, the mill control, we didn't talk much about that stuff, but that's also interesting, right? I think Lakota can take a musketeer. Maybe he can take the mill early, but he will lose a lot of HP for that. But that trickle of 1 food per second is quite good, if you can take it early on.
Well, I see a question in the chat about no idle TC. I'm sorry, but basically I wasn't looking at it. And what happened is that I changed my credit card. And so the payment for the website didn't go up. And when you don't have the payment, the website goes down. How is it called? The address becomes public. And someone can buy it, and you have bots that buy domains automatically as soon as the website go down, because you know we are in a capitalistic world, and so yeah, if you let your domain fall into the public, someone is gonna buy it immediately for basically what is 1 cent, and then you cannot get it back. So that's the entire story, Coward.
You've been bamboozled, it seems.
Bamboozled, I don't know. I wasn't careful, that's all. So
yeah, it's quite unfortunate, man.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So in case you have a website, guys, don't be that guy that is like, oh yeah, my website expired tomorrow, but it's fine. I'm gonna pay the other day. There is 1 day delay. It's no big deal. Oh, it's big deal. You're gonna lose your website. You're gonna lose the address. So do not be late, guys. That's all I'm gonna say. Waiting for the next game. So as you said, Lakota versus USA. I really think, the Islanders might be a trap. We will see. Maybe we have some people in the chat that are quite high ranked. I saw Misha. Misha was saying he is quite a good player. So maybe Misha has some insight for us on this matchup, and so we can know if actually Lakota is a counter pick, because I have to say I have no idea if Lakota is a counter pick to USA there.
Yeah, I mean the general sense in Lakota is that you also want control over the trade post line,
exactly.
Right? So and you can do early aggression. So as we saw in that Mexico USA game, that early aggression really sieges down most of the TPs for USA. But as you also said, I think if USA goes FF and they just start with their skirm goon stuff. They skip the Highlander stuff. Maybe even start with a bank, or like you can do those French villagers, right, in the start. So I think Batu has something smart up his sleeve. Yeah, I think you will skip the Highlander stuff this game.
Batu, smart. Careful, careful. I'm trolling, obviously. The game is not online yet. I'm looking for it. But for now, it hasn't popped. Easy for W. Time to open GodBuddy. Yeah, the game hasn't popped yet. For now, yeah, really surprised with this series overall. Both players playing quite passive. Conquer in particular. But as I say that, yeah, Conquer quite a passive player, leaving a lot of time to Batu. Batu did the same mistake in the first match of the series with Ottoman, and he lost because of that. Are we gonna see another boom fest? I would be really surprised if we see a booms in that matchup right there, Lakota versus USA though.
I mean, Conqueror really tried to put pressure in the second game, but it really backfired so hard. Unbelievable how bad his early pressure was against that fast industrial of Batu. So maybe he's a little bit afraid of trying to be aggressive. I mean, with Lakota, yeah, you really have to be aggressive here, because you don't want to be outskilled again.
By USA in particular, USA is quite
exactly. It can go so fast against USA. So yeah, curious to see what he has up his sleeve, and I see that you found the game, so I'm excited. I hope you viewers are also excited. Keep following, keep donating. We love to cast these games, and we got another series coming up after this one, so don't go anywhere. It's only game 4, so we're gonna have for sure one more game after this. But let's hop into the game.
We are hopping into the game right now. I'm gonna do the intro. I do the intro then.
We are in the Vistula Basin, in the Polish plains, and in the northern part of the map, we see the US of A in the blue corner, and that's Mr. Batu trying to max out his wins today. And he is playing against Conqueror, who is playing as the Lakota, so in the southern side of the map. And Conqueror already taking a big treasure there, 90 food. We got some wild pheasants here on the menu.
Perfect.
I love to eat some bird, and it seems like he also loves it himself. And Batu already going for a TP, so he's gonna call his Chinese friends and say, "Hey, my boys, can you make some more of these? I need exact replicas." And he has the Highlander deck, surprisingly. So okay, we might still see some Highlander stuff from Batu here.
Indeed. And we can see the explorer of the Lakota, still the fastest man on the plains, no matter if it's the Great Plains or the plains of Poland. That guy is going as fast as lightning. Look at him! I can barely follow him with my camera right there. Damn, that's my
Look
boy.
at his name. Look at his name. He doesn't name himself running out for nothing. He's fast as fuck, boy. And
indeed. Well, we have a market start right there with Hunting Dog. No tipping base because he cannot, I believe, if you go market first. He's gonna find another very good treasure right there, likely waiting for the conversion button. Yes, that's what is happening. Very
and
nice.
For his gunman.
Indeed.
His buddy.
On the other side, Batu is gonna click up very, very soon. Hasn't found a single foot treasure, which is quite dramatic for him because it's gonna slow his timing quite a lot actually. He's gonna have a timing around 220. Yeah, exactly 220. So quite slow, to be fair, but already we can see triple TP, especially an aggressive TP right there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Warhawk coming up right here, and Lakota actually contesting this TP right there.
Yeah, for sure. And now Lakota is speeding around the map again. We see Advanced Saloon coming in for USA, and
I love this.
yeah, look at the XP difference in these two civilizations, man. Batu already clicked his second shipment,
Wait,
and Conqueror is so far away from it.
are you already complaining about USA being OP? Damn, mate. I'm trolling a little
But
bit.
we see two tribal marketplaces, so he's got a lot of business behind this game.
Why?
And
Why?
yeah, curious why you make two.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you making double? I'm really surprised right there, and I'm trying to follow the logic, but for now I haven't found it. So we'll
Also,
have to
wouldn't
see.
it be better to make one on the other map? Gonna need one anyway there.
Depend if you want
Yeah.
them really close to your TC in order to jump in and back. But yeah, I'm quite surprised he made two right there. But hey, that's his choice. We can see on the other side the advanced saloon has been shipped. The big question is, we can see already a saloon in transition. This is going to be a stable, I believe. Yes. So this is going to be quote unquote, and I put a big quote unquote right there, the slow build order in which you go for the stable instead of going immediately for another saloon and stuff. Because there is a way to get all those islanders even a little bit faster. But no, he's going to go for the stable, which is basically what we have seen a lot since in this tourney. You go for the SR and you can basically complete the comp, the Musk-Us comp with SRs on top of your islanders. On the other side, we can see the TP popping right there in order to boost the gathering coin behind this. So we are not going to see any H2 play, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a fast castle H, and I wonder, can the fast castle be fast enough to not get hit by the islanders? And I am very afraid that the answer is no. But we will have to see. We will have to wait and see.
Yeah,
The
we're
meeting
still
house.
waiting for one shipment for USA, and that's gonna be the Highlander shipment, right?
Next
The
shipment
one?
is going to be islanders, yeah. As soon as you have
Yeah,
this.
so he's now on 5. Then he gets 3 more saloons, or 2 more saloons, 1 more meeting house, and
Exactly.
one of his TPs is being built. And this is just the typical USA build we've seen over and over again. And yeah, that's just gonna be 10 Highlanders ready
Nine,
for
actually.
action.
9 actually, I believe. But we'll have to see right there. Oh, no, it's good. No, it's gonna be 9. It's gonna be 9 islanders unless he builds, for example, this TP. That's what happens when you go for
Thought
the
he
stable.
he could make another meeting house now. But yeah, maybe he doesn't have the wood for that.
Yeah. The problem is when you do that, you actually have to gather the wood, and that gathering of food basically delays you by another 20 seconds, which is really something you cannot afford. So that's why I'm saying when you go for the stable, it's basically a slower approach to that build order, because you cannot have the 10 islanders without delaying yourself by like a minute. So usually people go for only 9.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, it seems like the Hussars have caught out the Lakota Explorer, but he's a little bit faster. Run away to the safety of his TC. Now Conqueror, he didn't click H3 yet, right?
Yeah,
oh, he's
no.
going for camp movements.
He's going for camp movements, and so it's gonna be 2 wards in base, basically. I was afraid those two wards were stuck under those 2 tribal marketplace. Instead, he's gonna go into H3 right about now. He's gonna click finally, and now the question is he looking to go for example, the Wakina rifles right there, and that's why he plays those double tribal marketplace. Apparently no, because we can see here that he's going for even more villagers. So maybe it was just, to create some kind of a choke point. I believe that was the goal right there with those double marketplace, and make it really hard to actually dive under his TC into his base. But 9 islanders are on the way. Batu coming in big and strong. Native treaties. on top, VSRs. This is gonna be tough to hold here for Lakota. What is Lakota edging up with? That's the big question right there. It's gonna be the Wise Woman. So on top of that, it's gonna be shipment, but not immediate unit. We can see that he's producing some bow riders here in order to defend versus VSR. But those islanders are gonna absolutely destroy anything they touch, basically at that stage of the game. Look how fast the warhead is melting right there.
Yeah, that's looking like a old school fire pit. That warhead. I can only see flames, nothing coming out of it. And yeah, the whole Lakota economy is just idle at this point. He's trying to batch up more bow riders, but he doesn't have any income. I'm afraid his approach is a little bit too passive here. Look at the mess from Batu.
I am very afraid this is way too passive. Boom, that warhead is gonna go down. A ton of villagers all gonna go down. If we see a GG in the next 30 seconds, I wouldn't be surprised. We are gonna see the Bisons here. Bisons to the rescue. Sadly, they cannot fight your opponents. That's the big problem of the Bisons. Some rifle riders being shipped, but like, let's be real here. What are the rifle riders gonna do against such a mass here? It's GG.
That's the thing the Lakota villagers say to their children. Bye, son, because we are out, we're cooked. The meat is on the menu, and USA taking the win. And yeah, quite convincingly here. Really weird Lakota stuff from Conqueror. I don't know what he had in mind here.
I think he had in mind full rifle riders, but 830 is not it, Chief. That's what I'm gonna say. You have to assume that your opponent is gonna hit his timing. Usually that's around 7. Yeah, there you go. You see, this is the Islander pop. So usually the Islanders are on the field by 7 minutes, and then you have the time to walk to the opponent base, which is around here, so 40 seconds. So if you haven't aged by 7:30, you are not winning the game. That's really the way to see it. And here it was just way too slow on the side of Conqueror. So sad story right there. But sometimes you know your build order should be faster, but it isn't. You didn't find the treasure that you wanted. You mismicroed a little bit in your base. You know, a bad pool for your hunt, something like that. Your villager doing weird things in the base, and suddenly you lose because you don't have enough food to edge up. So maybe that's what happened right there.
When have you ever seen a game where Lakota doesn't reach 5 military pop? I think that's like the first time I've ever seen that.
I have to agree.
But, yeah, Batu taking a convincing lead in this series, and it means he's the winner of this series already, but he can still make it 4-1 because this is a play all 5 games, and yeah, I'm sure Baron is happy to see Batu play again here. And yeah, curious to see what will happen on that last map, that Marshes map. Really a lovely map. And we've seen a couple times some Japan being played there with the Mountain Warrior, but I haven't seen what the players have chosen here yet. So I'm curious.
Yeah, that last map, usually we see France and Sweden on that last map. We will see if that's gonna be the same right here. Indeed, I can see in the chat most people not really convinced with the strategy, even with a better timing, and I have to say I do agree. So very, very strange, but hey, he tried, didn't work, so let's not put more pressure on him, let's say.
Let's not make any more words dirty about that game. It was a little bit of a weird game, but it happens sometimes. Even in my own ranked games, this stuff also happens. The enemy is just in your base, and you're just like, hey, I thought a minute or two more. But yeah, that's why I'm not playing in this tournament, of course.
You know, you agreed in the chat 15 no rush, right? And suddenly at 7 minutes you have stuff coming into your base. So it's gonna be Spain versus France. Batu is gonna play Spain while Conqueror is gonna play France. I'm just gonna update the overlay. What do you think about this matchup, mate? Because we have seen it quite a bit in the tourney already.
Yeah, it feels to me that Spain can win this matchup if they find the right treasures early game. Like if he can find some food in transition, that he can make some extra dogs, snowball like his early game. Otherwise, I have to give the edge to France here. I think France is just like in the old days, France was always the best civilization in my eyes. And Spain, they have a timing here, but they have to meet it. Curious to see what will happen then.
We'll have to see. We are gonna jump into the game, ladies and gentlemen, while we just had a sub. So thank you, mate, for that sub. We are jumping into the game. Batu is gonna play in the blue as Spain, while in yellow we have Conqueror playing as French. Who subscribed actually? Riot Coke, damn, a big guy in the community, subscribing once again. 24 months in a row. That's our king right there. So there you go. Spain versus France. So as you said, Spain more timing based. Usually they win early Castle Age against France. But the longer the game goes into Castle Age, you know, once you have those cuirassiers that gets their upgrade, etc., all the cave HP, the cave combat, etc., then the cuirassiers start to slowly win in the matchup in a way. But early into H3, it's really Spain favored. We've seen that multiple times in this tourney already. One thing we haven't saw though is France trying to, for example, rush Spain in H2. That's something we haven't seen. Are we gonna see that right now? I'm not sure, but who knows? Who knows?
Are we gonna see a repeat of last series build? The native, the royal embassy from France. That's what I'm curious about. For the Spanish deck, it looks quite.
It's aggressive.
Yeah, quite aggressive, but also not too many weird cards. I mean, the Irish breaks is a little bit weird, but for the rest. I really like this deck.
Usually you use that card. It's in case your opponent is pushing you while you are going into H3, and the Irish are pretty much a way to spend your coin while defending your base. So it's not that bad of a card, to be fair. While on the other side we have Conqueror is gonna go for natives. I cannot wait.
Your wishes have been granted, my friend.
Indeed. It doesn't have though the card, I can never remember the name, but the native card that you can have in H1.
Ancien Régime.
Ancien Régime, exactly. But the thing, so this card is pretty much necessary if you're looking for siege from natives in H1, especially on those Euro maps. Vaza is gonna provide, or Oldenburg are gonna provide Royal Hunters. There are no Vaza. Oh, that's terrible.
No Vaza.
Oh, that's terrible. Because usually, you want to go for that kind of play when you have Vaza because of the Polish, the Winged Hussar basically. But instead here we have Jägelian and Oldenburg, and not gonna lie, Oldenburg, you have some kind of a boom that you can do with Oldenburg, pretty much the same way as the Kree, but it's really not on the same power scale as Vaza, which can also boom with the Torps, and you have one of the best units in the game once you reach H3. So
exactly, yeah, and that House of Jägelian that has that Pancheri upgrade that gives extra armor to your Winged Hussars. It's just a really great synergy. For these two natives, they really don't have any synergy at all, because the Oldenburg, they are for your that one. It gives you extra armor. That's just insane on your calf, especially on those Winged Hussars. It's crazy. And Oldenburg is more like
that was close. That was close.
André, he can calculate very good. So close. The wolf almost took him down. Batu going for a second trade post here. I like that. Just get your stagecoach early H2 and get your economy rolling. Really smart decision, I think. While Conqueror aging up with the quartermaster and now going for the 4 coureurs de bois. I think he's also going for the stagecoach, which is a safe play.
Guys,
Just match your opponent.
Can we just send some love to Manakiko? Mate, you just said coureur de bois in a way that was really French actually, and I have to just say well done on that, because the accent was actually good, which is really rare. No, but for real.
Thank you. Yesterday I heard Caverna say, what did he say? Courier des boys.
Yeah, exactly. You know, even
I was also
when I'm
schooled in French a little bit, so I know a little bit of French, but I know it's coureur des bois, and that's how you should pronounce it. But
coureur des bois,
for the rest,
actually, really, it's about not tryharding with the accent. Thank you for the subscribe from Kevin Italian right there. But yeah, it's coureur des bois. But really, with no, you don't even try to to put some niceness into it. You just
let it roll.
Yeah, exactly. You're sad. Your life sucks. You're French. And there you go, you said it the harsher way you can. Basically, that's how you get a good French accent. But we can see.
I always imagine these villagers with a cigarette out, working.
But we can see a very passive game once again, so that's why we are going a little bit left and right, people. But Conqueror basically going for a naked FF. He's not even pretending to make a SARS, not even pretending to meta racks. He's just going to be straight FF with Stagecoach behind. On the other side, we can see Batu is doing pretty much the same. Straight FF with Stagecoach behind. He hasn't even dropped any military building yet. Either that's more normal, I would say, on the side of Spain. So both of them said, mate, yeah, no rush, 8 minutes, no rush, 8 minutes. Yeah. Boom, we see each other in Castle Age. And we can see on the top side, House of Yagalian is gonna come here with a trading post. So he's gonna have access to the Lipka Tatar, which are a very good unit, basically. More close to the Kashyyyks, pretty much. And he's not gonna go for the House of Vandenberg, so we are not gonna see the basically the boom that you can make with those Royal Hunters. They can only gather food, hunt, but they do it quite nicely. So
yeah, they really are on the same tempo as a normal villager at gathering hunts. And I actually had a build with Russia, which also used these skirmishers.
Oh, the new card.
Yeah. But with France, these units, if you go Canada Revolt, you can actually get 6 stats because they also get the villager cards. But he doesn't have pioneers, unfortunately. So I don't think we're gonna see any revolt.
Yeah, it would be.
It seems like he's just gonna go skirm goon. We're gonna have a big skirm war on our hands, I believe.
By the way, double investing into skirm, we can see here, because he counts on the Lipka Tatar, and especially this tech to give him the first goons right there. So nicely played here on the side, of Conqueror. We cannot see what the actual tech is doing, but I believe it's gonna ship 5 of those Lipka Tatar right there. So
and increase their rate of fire, I believe.
Exactly. On the other side, we have a naked industrial. Ta-da-da-da-da! Even more greedy. Not gonna lie, I love it by Batu because his opponent is being passive. He acknowledges that, and he's just like, "Oh, you want to play passive? Yeah, I'm gonna play even greedier than you, mate."
Damn. And are we gonna see another revolt on this map? That would be crazy, man. Like a Chile revolt or something. Spain can do some nasty stuff, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, why has he queued some stuff? Just click. Yeah, there you go. And then queue some stuff. Spanish gold, so really ultra greedy. War Minister, Spanish gold especially, is extremely greedy. I believe War Minister Is it? No, it's not the Lancer. I believe it's the Falconet, but I'm not 100% sure because usually it's called the
I thought
Engineer.
yeah, I also thought engineer. I'm not
So
sure which is this age up. To be fair.
if anyone knows what the War Minister actually gives, I have a little bit of a. I am not sure, basically. We can see the SRs doing a little right there, forcing a response actually from those militiamen. The CDBs, all of them being idle right there, so this is a big hit to the economy of Conqueror actually. And the Litka Tatar, they're just gonna run through, not gonna catch the SRs, and those SRs are gonna keep part of the army busy for quite a while. On the other side, we can see the fast industrial is on the way, and Conqueror cannot cross the TC plus outpost right there with units that are extremely fragile, as we can see. Low amount of HP, you are afraid of a pop. And nicely played right there by Batu to rotate his economy on the other side and force his opponent to basically siege a trading post with skirmishers and gun. This TP is never going down while keeping the pressure on the villagers right there.
Okay, so the War Minister is actually some Rodoleros, so that's cool. So he's just going to bot rod, I guess, get some more rods out. I know he's a fan of the brain rod, so maybe that's why he's going full rod. And yeah, we're seeing 2 heavy cannons in queue. I think he's got an eye on his cannons and to do the heavy lifting and then just cover the cannons with the rods. So they are pretty speedy, those Leros.
Yeah, the big thing is, yes, if you have something against the skirmisher, of course, which is the heavy cannon. Is Conqueror responding here with what I would like to see is an artillery foundry, and basically you stop everything you're doing and you make a triple culverins. That's pretty much the answer right there. We will have to see though, because stopping everything you are doing is also not the best option. Usually we can see here chest of 1000 con is then going to be used for culverins. With an artillery foundry. I wouldn't be surprised, and I would love to see that. There you go, artillery foundry, and we are gonna see some culverins. So really love this reaction right there. Conqueror aware of what Batu can do, which is basically ship ship 2 heavy cannons and mass enough Rodoleros to protect them, and gonna respond with culverins so he doesn't have to suicide into that mass of Rodoleros basically.
Yeah, but Batu, he's just gonna make his factories again, and yeah, then what? It's another game of chicken for Conqueror. He really has to do some damage here. He's now doing quite nice damage here with his Lipkatar taking villagers down. So great raid from him. He's trying to control the enemy hunts, I believe.
Indeed. And here he's gonna pick up 3 villager and almost a 4th one going down. No unit being lost on top of that. The army is busy on the soft side. Couldn't save the TP right there. Oh, destroyed the TP actually from Conqueror was trying to take the TP from his opponent. Right here we can see another trading post coming down in order to have more of those Litka Tatar right there. He's gonna push on the soft side for this hunt instead of going back to the north one. It's gonna be scouted. And yeah.
Is this army the answer, you think, to all those rods, these Lipka Tartars?
Lipka Tatar versus Rod, no. It won't work. Those musketeers, though, might be. That's the big thing. He's hiding his culverins, which I really like, and behind this we can see he's shipping falconets. So yeah, I'm really unsure about the Lipka Tatar right now. Maybe he's afraid of a Lancer transition, but we have got vision. Oh, actually, as I say that, we can see now that there is a stable, but there is no shipment of Lancer, for example, so I wouldn't be too afraid at that point. Oh, the culverins! Nice! Killing one of the heavies. Sure, he traded right there a culverin, as we can see, but the other heavy cannon is gonna go down as well because of all the guns and Lipka Tatar. They have bonus damage at range. Oh! Finish it! Yes, there you go. And the villager are gonna pay the price. I don't know if Batu is in a very good spot at that point, to be fair.
Yeah, I think if he can get his guard Rodolero attack then he might be able to right-click this army, especially the skirms, of course. But yeah, it seems like Conqueror also going with a very low siege score here. He's now moving his Falconets forward. Is this gonna be the push for him to win the game? That's the question.
I believe it's gonna be, we can see here the army committing into the base. The mass of Rodoleros gonna come from the south right there. Big amount of Rodoleros. Can they connect? It looks like, nah, it's too difficult. They have to go back. Too many skirmishers right there, plus the 2 Falconets at the back. Those Rodoleros cannot dive in. They are not being upgraded here. We can see to the next stage, to Industrial Age. The outpost is gonna go down. The Falconet are gonna turn their attention maybe on that factory right there. I think he's waiting for his heavies, but those heavies are gonna pop versus double covering, so I'm not even sure they are gonna do anything at that point.
Seems like his Lipka Tartars are catching something, and my goodness. Oh, these hungry Spanish villagers trying to get some food, but it's gonna be denied. The Tatars are merciless. They just slaughter all these Spanish villagers. There's 17 villagers at this moment. It's not looking good for Batu.
Indeed, and we can see here the 5 Lancer, but this is a castle age shipment, not nearly as much power as an industrial age shipment. His first factory is gonna go down under the fire of those 2 Falconets. There you go, lot of XP for France. And at that point, I don't think there is a comeback for Batu, but hey, I wanna be surprised, but I have a hard time believing, I have to say. The second factory is gonna be under siege. You can see the heavy cannon. It might be collapsed on, no, because there are actually a lot of Rodoleros coming from the north side. The Lancer absolutely evaporated right there. They are also only veteran. At that
Lancer's
point,
on the Falconets though.
pop of Lancer from the south side. Actually, the Rodoleros are connecting. Can they actually do enough damage? More skirmishers coming from the back. I believe Conqueror got in the back, mate.
Yeah, Conqueror now cleaning up the Lancers, cleaning up the Rodoleros with the skirms, and this looks like a GG if anything. And yeah, Batu has to resign. GG to Conqueror, man. Great stuff from him.
Indeed. What a nice play. If we look at the military unit count, yeah, we can see always constantly ahead. And especially like this industrial age, without any upgrades, the quality of the unit wasn't being upgraded, and so he kind of folded in those last fights, despite having quite a decent eco for most of the game. Once again, we can see as soon as he starts losing map control, the curve absolutely flattens. So yeah. GG to both player.
It's like you said, he was forced into shipping like 5 Lancer shipment. It really felt like his deck didn't match his strategy this game. If he had an industrial age deck, maybe he could have more powerful shipments later on in the game. But yeah, Batu felt greedy here, and he was punished for it this game. So well played by Kong, getting the score back to 3-2, and that was quite a nice series. Very, very close.
Indeed. And we are just on time for the next series, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. So, what is the next series gonna be? Do we have the casters ready? Let me check.
Soldier. That is quite the series.
Who is versus Soldier?
Psionic.
Damn, yeah, indeed, quite a nice series right there. I can see that Mongpa is ready. Mongpa and Sheikh are actually gonna cast that one. So just gonna make sure. Yeah, Mongpa is ready. Can cut when you want. And ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere because like ESOC all night. So keep it up. Next series. Oh, don't have production. We need to wait for Sheikh. So we are just gonna wait a little bit for Sheikh. I hope you like those games. It was really cool. Maybe a little bit too passive for my taste, I have to say. Even if we saw some nice, I really like the first 2 games. To be fair, they were really interesting.
Yeah, the Ethiopia game was so good, man. Yeah, Even it was so passive, but I just love to see African civilizations doing good. don't see them so many times. So yeah, I just love to see the African civs doing great. And yeah, also I had a blast casting with you, man. It was great. And yeah, thank you for cast Manakinoki. So that's a good caster duo name, I would say. And hope to see with some more casts together with you, man.
Yeah. I hope we'll have a chance to do that. And I'm gonna go for the hype screen, ladies and gents, because every minute that we stay in the cast, the room temperature is increasing by 0.5 degrees. And I have to say it's getting quite hot in there, so we're gonna have to let go of the cast. I hope Sheikh is
sweating here, man.
Voilà.
Okay. So, thank you guys for watching. We'll be right back with another series on the menu: Soldier versus Psionic, and GG's.
Bye bye.
Check you later.
Bye bye, everyone.
Take trades here, and he's taking really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get on the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 vills. He's so far at an eco. Put some vills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. Cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though? I think
There's not
Julian is
enough
running
stuff,
out.
though. Yeah.
Ethan Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up, Trump being king here, and just even though
Drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Ottoman, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Ottomans are getting snared by
God.
oh my
Nagis
goodness.
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got his
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You've got the Ashes getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
he's going to have to sack off his Ruskies. He has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's going to try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he going to be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but you know, the Automatons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tontins are absolutely insane. But he has drawn him into the double blockhouse. Now fighting under the double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Muskets are a little
enough to prevent
behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some warriors are mixed in. The Ottoman's doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes on the Strelitz.
blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but you know, there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelitz a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the Slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the Essaurs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the Essaurs are gonna go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. Yeah, the Essaurs, all the Essaurs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The Essaurs coming back from their raid. Nah, GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the Essaurs, that's gonna be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are gonna come out alive.
Maybe should be able to swing this water fight. Yeah, this is so the micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have the chance to snipe him? Look at the ship is at 62 HP.
Oh! Frontline with the god.
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my gosh, the micro there was insane, and that's GG. Wow, those galleys have such low HP.
He's gonna need to take trades here, and he's taking really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get on the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 vills. He's so far at an eco. Put some vills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though? I think
There's not
Julian is
enough
running out.
though, yeah.
Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up truck, being king here, and just even though
Drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Ottoman, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Ottomans are getting snared by the. Oh my
Nagis
goodness!
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got.
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashley's getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashley attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
he's gonna have to sack off his Ruskets. He has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's gonna try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he gonna be taking? This is nice micro from Ungus, but you know, the Automatons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Automatons are absolutely insane. But he has drawn him into the double blockhouse. Now fighting under the double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Muskets are a little
enough?
behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some warriors are mixing. The Ottoman's doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes
coming in now,
on the
but
Strelitz.
blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but you know, there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelitz a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the ESOCs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the ESOCs are gonna go on top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. The ESOCs, all the ESOCs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The ESOCs coming back from fair rate. Nah, GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the ESOCs, that's gonna be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are gonna come out alive.
Ladies should be able to swing this water fight. Yeah, it's so the micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have the chance to snipe him? Look at the ship is at 62 HP.
Oh! Frontline, what a god!
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my gosh, the micro was insane, and that's GG. Wow, those galleys have such low HP.
He's gonna need to take trades here, and he's taking really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get on the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 fills. He's so far in eco. Put some fills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though? I think
There's not
Julian
enough
is running out.
though, yeah.
Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up truck, being king here, and just even though
Drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Ottoman, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Ottomans are getting snared by the. Oh my
Nagis are
goodness!
shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got.
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashley's getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashley attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
he's gonna have to sack off his Ruskets. He has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's gonna try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he gonna be taking? This is nice micro from Ungus, but you know, the Automatons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Automatons are absolutely insane. But he has drawn him into the double blockhouse. Now fighting under the double blockhouse. The The question is it going to be
Muskets are a
enough
little
defending?
behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some warriors are mixing the Ottoman swing. Absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes
coming in now
on the
with
Strelitz.
blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelitz a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the ESOCs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the ESOCs are going to go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. The ESOCs, all the ESOCs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The ESOCs coming back from their raid. Nah, GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the ESOCs, that's going to be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are going to come out alive.
Hades should be able to swing this water fight. Yeah, the micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have the chance to snipe him? Look at the ship is at 60 HP.
Oh! Frontline with the god.
Oh no! Oh my gosh, it was insane, and that's GG. Wow, those galleys have such low HP.
He's gonna need to take trades here, and he's taking really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get on the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 vills. He's so far out of eco. Put some vills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cap is going down. It's getting